Okay, welcome back to another playthrough from Panzer. This time we are playing France 1940 expansion, and even more so in the expansion, a special scenario that's actually available on the Panzer Pusher website. Just take a quick peek over here at this. Right here, it's scenario 36. Tank battle at Crean, Belgium, 12th of May, 1940. Here's the actual PDF of the scenario right here, and I'm going to be doing a playthrough of this using the solo bot functionality to simulate the French. This special scenario actually has that all set up in here. This is not something I've converted. This is something that was converted out there, so you too can follow along with this as well if you want. The situation is this: the German advance into Belgium at the Jimbo Gap was aimed at deceiving the Allies into believing this was the main thrust of the German invasion of France. Therefore, the French committed their armored forces far away from their real Schwaupunkt, the Ardennes. So this is one that's going to have an engagement of German panzers, light to medium panzers, against a French armored force, again, lights to medium tanks. And so on the 12th, you can read here, the 4th Panzer Division engaged 2 companies of H-39s and 2 of S-35s under Lieutenant Colonel Tozer du Vigier of the 2nd Regiment de Cuirassiers. It clashed with the leading elements of Ehrenbach's regiment. So this is what we're going to try to simulate over here. There's basically 3 boards that are going to be used, and I'm going to be playing this on Vassal to show you with this. And it's a little bit easier on here to the bigger battles like this to show you this on Vassal. But I just wanted to show you the setup for this, and that you can follow along with this. Number of special rules which I'll go through here as we go along with this, mainly regards to the solo bot functionality and how it actually works here. So I'll just scroll through this, and we'll show you the main German forces here. This is going to be the Panzers, and like I said, this is going to be a mixture of light to medium. So you see some Panzer IIs, Panzer IIIs, and Panzer IVs over here as well. We do have some infantry here, both rifle and with anti-tank rifles on here as well. So that's what we're dealing with our forces, the friendly forces. Now for the French, of course, we have our setup of random units, so we don't know exactly what's going to happen. Our main enemy unit is going to be H-39s. And then based upon that, that's going to move and have things move without us knowing what they are until we can spot them. And once we can, then we'll roll dice to see, what they actually are, either H-35s, 38s, 39s, or S-35s, infantry, HMGs, or anti-tank guns within there. So that's what we're going to be up against with this particular scenario. Like I said, there's a bit of special rules here for controlling the French. I will go through them as we work it through. The victory conditions are this: we'll have at least 16 turns, but it could be 16 to 21 turns. It's a variable ending of the game. So from there, we'll see, starting on turn 16, we'll roll a dice. If it's less than the number in parentheses here, then we'll end it. And then we'll get points. This is all point-based. Control of the town of Eist on map 24 will get us 130 points, but we have to have 5 out of the 7 buildings under our control to get those points. Also, Hill 24.04. We'll get 85 points for the control of that, and being able to hold that off as well. So there's a good chunk of points right there. Also for elimination of units, that's going to get us the victory points, and the required margin for substantial victory is 70 points. There'll always be a victory on here, most likely, unless it's a 0-0 tie, but generally we don't. But greater than 70 points will get us a substantial victory on there as well. So our key things to remember here is these two towns that we're going to be driving for, and that's what the French are going to be driving for too. I shouldn't say towns. This town and this hill are what we're going to be driving for. Okay, so that's a little introduction to the scenario. Now I'll give you the setup over here. So here's the German setup. Not real special. We've got our command tanks over here. We've got Panzer IV-Ds out in front leading, then some 3s and some more half-tracks with our infantry. Then over here we've got some light tanks, 1s and 2s. Over here for reconnaissance, and then a group of Panzer IIIs over here. Now, what's the strategy going to be? I should say, let's take a look at the French. The French are on the other side of the board, way up here, and they'll be coming in across 3 roads right through here, right here, here, and here. And the general attacks are going to be towards this town. This is iced right here under board 24. And then this is the hill, 24.04, that are both the victory hexes in here. So the clash is going to be right here in the middle of the board. I'm suspecting here and generally somewhere around here. We'll have most of our attacks, maybe some in here as well as we vie for control with it. Got a bit of a distance to come on there, and the same thing with the French up there. Just kind of zoom out here a little bit so you get, whoops, that's zooming in. That's the wrong way to go. Too far. There we go. So you can get a bigger perspective of the map. Like I said, 3 mapper, and that's generally what it's going to look like here. So, as I said, we've got a bit of a distance to go forward in, and the first couple of turns are mainly just going to be maneuvering to get up here. We've got kind of slow tanks. They're only, 9 on the roads, but then off-roads they go down to a 4, and the French are even worse. They go down, they're only a 3 off-road. So it's going to take us some time to get up here. So the first, I think, 3 to 4 turns are going to be a lot of maneuvering to get into positions to attack the hills, as well as for us to spot each other and be able to get into attack. So I'm going to do the first few turns, and then bring you back on turn 4 when we start spotting each other and we get close to each other, and the action really heats up here. But I just wanted to give you an introduction in terms of what we're going to be trying to accomplish with this, and what the setup is for the beginning of the game. So with that, I will end it here, and through the magic of video, you will go right to turn 4. Okay, we're back to turn 4, and just let me bring you up to speed with where we are with everything. Here are our tanks moving up here. We've got one group over here. Let me zoom in so you can see it a little bit better. Panzer IV-Fs and our half-tracks and trucks. Now, half-tracks have our infantry, trucks have our infantry with the anti-tank rifles, and then the Panzer IV-Ds over here. These are our command tanks right here, our command tank with its platoon formation there as well. Now, one key thing here is going to be the command range, which is 10, specified in the special instructions, which we're going to have to be very careful about. Both of these victory hexes are 10, just 10 hexes out, so there's not going to be much maneuvering beyond there. So I'm actually going to try to capture both of these initially and hold out as long as I can, recognizing that probably this side, the right side, is the weakest, because this just has some light tanks and some medium Panzer III-Fs over here as well. So if they get attacked, that's going to be pretty tough. And of course, the town has more victory value here as well. So that's why I'm pushing the infantry in there to try to get in there and hold out as long as they can, and hopefully destroy tanks if they try to move in there with this. So that is our location where we are. We notice all these little ones up here. These are all hidden French units that have come on the board. Now, one thing I didn't mention in the setup is the French are going to be coming in over here. Each turn they have been receiving reinforcing units. They've been receiving 2 to 3 units per turn from each one of these locations, here, here, and here. Now, again, these are hidden. We don't know if there's anything there. Okay, but we'll soon find out. We're going to start to find out this particular turn. So we'll start being able to see what's there and what's not. This will definitely reduce down, and I think turn 5 is the last turn that they'll get more units coming in there. From that point forward, they won't be receiving anything else, and they'll just have to fight with what they have. But you can see they're streaming down to this town and streaming down towards the hill over here. You can see the solo bot really does a good job here in terms of controlling that flow between the special rules for this scenario, dictating that these two are the key victory locations, that these units can kind of stream down here. We've had most of them heading in this direction. From this hex, they automatically go towards the town. From this hex, it can go either way, but they've been tending to go towards the town, and then this hex going for the hill. Okay, that's where we are with this. So let's get going with the actual playthrough. So first off, turn 4, we're doing some spotting checks here. Do spot something. We're doing an activation check here, and they roll a 50, means less than 40, so they're fake. So that one disappears. There we go. And now we go to the German command phase. So this is where we're going to have our commands. Now the Germans, excuse me, will have 15 commands per turn with the forces they have right now. Obviously reduced if they take any casualties. But that will certainly more than enough to cover each one of the units with individual commands. Most of these I'll do group commands, but I usually try to put out all of them. So you can see here, just went a little bit too far, but that's okay. You can see most of these units, particularly the tanks, are going to have individual moves. The infantry are going to move together. Command tanks kind of moving together, a little bit of individuality, and the same thing for the other force going on the other side over there. Okay, on to the initiative phase. So we get a +10, we roll a 77, that's going to give us 87, so we are the first player. So combat, we have no combat, and the French don't either because they have nothing of us spotted. So we move right to the movement phase. So we're going to start with, I believe it started with the lead units over here. So Hex 24Y8, that's this guy right here. We're checking to see, they've got a move action because there's nobody spotted with them. So they continue to move, and they're going to move the safest route into the town. So they just move to there. And then we'll have some more moves here. Basically how this works, if you haven't watched on my other videos, is till they get spotted, they'll always have moving towards their victory hex. Then it's just a matter of their route and direction that they move. So that's what a lot of these rolls are here, and you can see they're moving kind of in the safest route. Got some more moving up. Let's just zoom it out a little bit so we can get some more perspective. So they come over there, and they'll come up there, and got some of these back units moving up now. Let's slide it up a bit. There we go. And now the last two reinforcements coming on here. They wind up there at the crossroads. Right, like that. Okay. So now I think we're moving on to this guy right here, 25N5. Yeah, he got in here. He's got to do a bog roll, and he bogs it down. Okay, so these guys will continue to move forward. This number 2 actually is heading towards the hill over here. That's why he's marked as a number 2 on there as well. And then we've got our reinforcements coming on here. And they'll get spotted here initially when they come on the board. And we'll have to see what they are. And they are observed. They're real units. I'm going to check for the numbers of them. And it's going to be 2 of them. And the units are going to be H-38s. And there we go. And the second batch is going to be S-35s. So they move down here and they move down there. They actually are heading towards the town over here and the safest route, so they're going to duck behind Montville here and not be seen by us. But we know what they are because we saw them come on the board. Okay, and then I think we're moving over here to the right side. And yeah, he's moving down towards the hill. Again, these are all using movement allowances of the H-38s. And then he got spotted. That guy got spotted right there by these guys right here. And it wound up being a fake unit. They rolled a 50 when they needed a 40. So he comes off the board. Okay, continuing down with BB-10, which is these guys over here. And checking their route the fastest. And they'll get spotted. Rolls activation, another one. So they're another one that's fake. They roll 59. Needed a 40. Okay, so now the next one's coming here. They come into the woods. And then these guys coming behind. Kind of cutting across the open ground there. Same with these guys going into the fields. And the last one is just coming up the road. Alright, then we do have a couple of reinforcements here. So we'll see how they go. Just real quickly, without getting into too much detail, they'll just go up the road and in behind there, because that's great as cover for that last unit. So they're kind of stretched out as they stream up here towards the hill. Luckily, those 2 first that we spotted over here were nothing. So that actually helps out, because they could have easily rushed up there probably next turn. Alright, so now it's our move. And let me move you back down here a little bit. There we go. And we're going to move up our command platoon. And they're all going to, oops. Alright, they're going to come up to there, and they actually can see this guy. Wall does not, the stone wall doesn't block anything, so they should be able to see units over here. And they do, and they're real units, so they're going to check what they are. H-38s. Alright, yep. Or H-39, excuse me. So we'll get them in there. That's not great. We don't like that, but it is what it is. That one's catch in the town. That one we can see. Activation, throws 82. They're fake. Good. Okay. That's a couple more gone. Okay. Now we've got some of the Panzer IV-Ds down here started to move for us. They're going to cut across the hill and position right here. Now remember, the town is actually level 3 obstacle, so that's going to block line of sight across there. And that's all of their movement. Now we're going to get the Panzer IIIs moving. That's these guys over here. And they're going to move up over here. Well, maybe not quite there. Right there. So then into there. There we go. Oh. I think I'm checking for, sorry, yeah, I'm checking for activated units. I think I spot units over here at this point because I can see behind them. They're H-38s. Yeah. So they're H-38s over here. We caught a glimpse of them heading into the brush over there. Can't see them now, but we saw them before. And now, next one. Find some more H-38s over there. We can barely see them over there. And now, trying to check CC9. Oh, down here, these guys. Okay. Yeah, they've got all movement. Now we can see them and what they're doing. So now moving on here. We should get some more actions here in a minute. Come on, Vassal. Let me just scroll out a little bit. There we go. So that's, oh, I'm sorry. Totally missed it. Down here, I was moving all the rest of these units. The trucks moved up here. The half-tracks moved back here behind the hill so that they could, again, stay out of spotting range of, or visibility of the tanks that have appeared so far. Everything else has been okay. Let's actually just zoom out a little bit. Shrink that up. And then also over here to our right side, we've got the Panzer IIIFs moving up, as well as the Panzer IIs and the Panzer Is to get to the base of the hill, and hopefully next turn can take the hill. Okay, so that's all our movement. So this has revealed, quite a bit of what is out there and facing us. A little bit worried that we're getting tanks so early on this. Luckily, they're just H-38s and 9s, so we should be able to at least, do some damage, and it's going to be harder for them to do damage on us. So now we're into the adjustment phase. There's no pivoting, turret adjustments. I don't think there's anything. Oh yeah, I did add one turret over here. No full cover, suppression, or morale. So we're just going to get rid of the command markers and end the turn. Okay, so as I was saying before, that's where we're at. We've discovered some tanks over here. We've got some tanks that have moved up over here. We found a whole bunch of fake stuff over here. Hopefully most of these are fake for these guys' sake, and we can take the hill up there. But we'll have to stay tuned to the next turn, turn 5, which definitely will get into the town here and figure out what these guys are, as well as probably have some shooting over here against these H-38s and against our guys over here as they're moving up. So Thank you for watching. Hope you appreciate and like my videos, and hopefully like these Panzer videos. And we'll tune in for the rest of it. I will have a playlist out there that I'll make available for all of these. I'm going to put these up as a series, so you will be seeing these sequentially as they come out. But hopefully you enjoyed these, and stay tuned for them. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.